The Trillion-Dollar Mindset. Lessons from Elon Musk. Mindset power. What does it take to become the world's first trillionaire? Not a billionaire, not someone with a few $100 million in the bank. A trillionaire, a human being whose net worth crossed a threshold that most economists thought was impossible in our lifetime. His name is Elon Musk. And before you think this video is about money, let me stop you right there. This video is not about money. It is about the mind behind the money. Because here is what most people miss. Elon Musk did not become the world's first trillionaire by accident. He did not get lucky. He did not inherit a perfect life. He built everything from the inside out. And today on Mindset Power, we're going to break down exactly how he thinks, what drives him, what fuels him, and most importantly, what you can learn from his mindset to transform your own life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never think about success the same way again. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Was Different. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa. From the very beginning, he was different, not in a glamorous way, not in a way that made life easy, different in a way that made life hard. As a child, Elon was quiet, deeply introverted. He spent hours, sometimes entire days, lost inside his own mind, so lost, in fact, that his parents once thought he might be deaf. They took him to doctors, they ran tests, but there was nothing wrong with his hearing. He simply preferred the world inside his head to the world around him. At school, Elon was bullied relentlessly. He was small for his age, awkward, socially isolated. One incident was so severe, a group of boys threw him down a flight of stairs and beat him until he was unconscious. He woke up in the hospital. Most people, after an experience like that, would shrink, would become afraid, would play small for the rest of their lives. But Elon Musk did something different. He went home, and he opened a book. That is lesson number 1. When life knocks you down, and it will knock you down, the question is never, why did this happen to me? The question is, what do I do next? Elon chose to learn. He chose to grow. He chose to use pain as fuel instead of poison. By the age of 12, he had taught himself how to code. He built a video game from scratch called Blaster and sold it to a technology magazine for $500, 12 years old. Not because someone told him to, not because it was assigned in school, but because his mind was always reaching forward. Chapter 2. The Decision to Leave Everything Behind. At 17, Elon Musk made a decision that would change his life forever. He left South Africa, not because it was easy, not because he had a plan perfectly mapped out, but because deep in his soul he believed that where he was could not take him where he needed to go. He moved to Canada with almost nothing. He worked on a farm, he cut logs, he cleaned boilers, he did whatever it took to survive. And then he got into Queen's University in Ontario. 2 years later, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania on a full scholarship. He earned not 1, but 2 degrees, 1 in economics, 1 in physics. Then he was accepted into a PhD program at Stanford University, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. And he lasted 2 days. 2 days into his PhD program, Elon Musk dropped out because 1995 was the beginning of the internet era. And Elon saw something that most people couldn't see yet. He saw the future, and he refused to sit in a classroom while the future was being built without him. That is lesson number 2, knowing when to follow the rules and knowing when to break them. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for permission, waiting for the right degree, the right title, the right moment. Elon Musk looked at the biggest opportunity of his generation and said, "I am not waiting." Are you waiting right now? For permission that may never come? For a moment that will never feel perfectly right? The world belongs to the ones who move, while everyone else is still thinking about it. Chapter 3: Failing Forward. Elon's first company was called Zip2, a software company that provided online city guides for newspapers. He and his brother Kimball started it with almost no money. They slept in the office. They showered at the local YMCA. They had one computer, and they took turns using it. During the day, it ran the website. At night, Elon used it to write code. In 1999, Compaq acquired Zip2 for over $300 million. Elon walked away with $22 million. Most people would have stopped there, bought a mansion, bought cars, relaxed. But Elon took almost every dollar and immediately put it into his next company. That company became PayPal. And when eBay acquired PayPal in 2002 for $1.5 billion, Elon walked away with $180 million. And again, instead of stopping, he went bigger. He took $100 million and founded SpaceX. He invested $70 million into Tesla. He put $10 million into SolarCity, all at the same time. And then, everything nearly fell apart. In 2008, Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy. SpaceX had launched 3 rockets, and all 3 had failed. The global financial crisis had wiped out markets worldwide. Elon Musk was out of money. He was borrowing from friends just to pay rent. His marriage had collapsed. The press was calling him a fraud. In an interview, he broke down in tears, and still, he did not quit. He managed to secure a final round of funding for Tesla, just hours before the company would have shut down permanently. SpaceX won a NASA contract that kept the company alive. Both companies survived. And today, Tesla and SpaceX are worth hundreds of billions of dollars combined. That is lesson number 3. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every great achievement in history was built on a foundation of failures. The only people who never fail are the people who never try. When you fail, and you will fail, do not let it define you. Let it refine you. Elon Musk lost everything and chose to keep going. What is your excuse for stopping? Chapter 4: The Power of First Principles. Thinking. One of the most powerful things about Elon Musk's mind is the way he thinks. Most people think by analogy. They look at how things have been done before, and they do them the same way. Elon thinks by first principles. First principles thinking means you break a problem down to its most basic, fundamental truths, and then you build your solution from the ground up. Here is a powerful example. When Elon decided to build rockets at SpaceX, he discovered that the average rocket cost around $65 million. Everyone told him, that is just the price of rockets. That is how it has always been. But Elon didn't accept that answer. He asked a different question. What are rockets actually made of? He broke it down to raw materials: aerospace-grade aluminum, titanium, copper, carbon fiber. He calculated the actual cost of those materials, and he discovered that the raw materials of a rocket cost only about 2% of the finished rocket's price. So he asked, why is everyone paying 98% more than they need to? Because that was how it had always been done. SpaceX started manufacturing their own rockets from scratch at a fraction of the industry cost. Today, SpaceX launches rockets for a fraction of what NASA used to spend, and they land those rockets and reuse them, something that had never been done before in the history of space travel. That is lesson number 4. Stop accepting the world as it is and start asking why it cannot be different. Most of the limitations in your life are not real. They are inherited beliefs, handed to you by people who also inherited them from someone else. What if you questioned everything? What if you went back to the basics of your own life and asked, why am I doing it this way? Is there a better way? First principles thinking does not just build rockets, it builds better lives. Chapter 5. Obsession with purpose. People often ask, what drives Elon Musk? Is it money, fame, power? The answer is none of those things. Elon Musk is driven by something far more powerful: purpose. He genuinely believes that humanity is at risk, that if we do not become a multi-planetary species, a single catastrophic event on Earth could end everything. That belief, that terrifying, urgent belief, is what gets him out of bed every morning. It is what keeps him working 18-hour days. It is what makes him willing to risk everything, again and again. He once said, if there was a way I could not eat, to save more time, I would not eat. That is not a healthy work-life balance. That is a man who is on fire with purpose. Now, you don't need to work 18-hour days. You don't need to build rockets or electric cars. But you do need to ask yourself one very important question. What is your purpose? Not your job, not your title, not your salary. Your purpose, the thing that makes you feel alive, the problem you were born to solve, the people you were meant to serve. Because here is the truth. A life without purpose is just a life being passed through. But a life driven by purpose? That is a life that cannot be stopped. Find your why. And everything else, the discipline, the courage, the sacrifice, will follow naturally. Chapter 6. The Mindset of Impossible. When Elon Musk announced that SpaceX would send humans to Mars, the world laughed. When he said Tesla would make electric cars mainstream, the auto industry dismissed him. When he said he would buy Twitter, one of the world's largest social media platforms, and transform it completely, Wall Street thought he had lost his mind. Every single time, Elon Musk chose to believe in the impossible, and every single time that the impossible became real, not because he was superhuman, not because he had powers no one else has, but because he understood something profound. The impossible is only impossible until someone decides it isn't. Every invention you use today was once called impossible. The airplane, the smartphone, the internet, all of them, laughed at, dismissed, rejected, before they changed the world. The people who changed history were not smarter than everyone else. They were simply bolder in their believing. So let me ask you something today. What dream have you given up on because someone told you it was impossible? What vision have you buried? Because the world made you feel foolish for having it. Dig it back up, because the size of your future is determined by the size of your belief. And if Elon Musk can look at the entire universe and say, we are going there, then you can look at your own life and say, I am going further than I have ever been. Chapter 7. The $1 Trillion Lessons. So what can we take from the mind of the world's first trillionaire? Let me bring it all together for you. Lesson 1. When life knocks you down, choose to learn. Pain is not your enemy. Stagnation is. Lesson 2. Stop waiting for permission. The right moment will never feel perfectly right. Move anyway. Lesson 3. Failure is not the end, it is the beginning of a more powerful version of you. Keep going. Lesson 4. Question everything. Go back to first principles. The limitations you are living with may not even be real. Lesson 5. Find your purpose, not your paycheck, not your title, your purpose, because purpose is the fuel that never runs out. Lesson 6. Dare to believe in the impossible, because every impossible thing that now exists was once just a thought in someone's mind. Your thought could be next. Elon Musk did not become the world's first trillionaire by thinking like everyone else. He became who he is, by refusing to accept the world as it was given to him, by choosing every single day to think bigger, to push harder, to believe deeper. And the greatest thing about everything you just heard today is that none of it requires $1 billion to apply. It only requires a decision to change the way you think, a decision to stop playing small, a decision to take your mind, your greatest asset, and use it with everything you have. That decision starts here. It starts now. It starts with you. If this video moved you, subscribe to Mindset Power, hit the notification bell so you never miss a lesson, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it today, because one mindset shift can change everything. Welcome to Mindset Power. Your mind is your greatest power. It's time to use it.